Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to the box. Sorry, I've just like wolfed down porridge. Can't breathe. But that's not what we're here for. Today we're here to do my review for The Guy Who Doesn't Like Musicals. If you don't know why I'm saying review, we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. But if you want to know my thoughts and feelings on this show, stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. Welcome back to another video on this channel. Welcome back to another 2 video show extravaganza. You're thinking, what is she talking about? My brain is also thinking the same thing. Don't worry, you're in good company. But for every show that I see, I try and do 2 separate videos, time and willing permitted. The first of them being the Nervous Guide. That was the last video on this channel. I don't actually know what I said in it. I filmed it very late at night last night. That's gonna be fun to edit. The second one is this one. This is the review. Review is always put in inverted commas because at the end of the day I am in no way professional. I just love watching theatre, and sometimes like this I go alone and I don't have the chance to talk about the show after the event, so I film it. I also should probably explain, because I missed it, I kind of floated over it. The Nervous Guide is everything you need to know about the show before you go in, be sensory warnings, content warnings, view from my seat, merchandise bought, etc. This is my thoughts on the show in a friendly, chatty, sometimes slightly bewildering way. Yay! That was the worst I've ever done that. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk all things The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. I'm now going to put that on the floor. Actually, it's probably safer there, because otherwise it's going to be flapping in the wind. This, I have to say, was one of the most prepared purchases for a show that I ever did see. If you don't know me as personality, especially in theatre watching, I'm very much of the moment. I will book something with like a week to go, or sometimes in London on the day. This ticket, however, was bought as soon as they were announced. I am quite a Starkid fan. I have been for a long time. Starkid kind of came to prevalence on YouTube. Their first big break, if you will, was the Very Potter musical and the Very Potter sequel, and they are a company who have worked together for a very long time. People have come into the company, others have gone on to new things, and this show was kind of, and has always been, one of my favourites, which you wouldn't expect, seeing as though I don't tend to like scary / horror things, but the way it's done is just a joy. So when they announced that they were going to bring an actual production of a Starkid show to the UK, I hopped on the chance to watch it in real life. Starkid have only really come over a couple of times previously to do concerts alongside Lambert Jackson Productions. I went to the first concert, I didn't go to the second one, mainly down to the fact that my little nervous heart couldn't take the screaming. I'm gonna just leave it at that, in the nicest way possible. Like, Starkid fans are a huge, lovely collection of people. Like, they are the most friendliest bunch in the whole wide world. I came down to see the show on my own, and both sides of me had took the time out of their days to actually have a conversation with me. You don't get that a lot in solo theatre watching. I'm just saying. but to actually have a production in the flesh was a joy. The actual show itself has a book by Matt and Nick Lang, and the music and lyrics are by Jeff Blim. The synopsis of this story, it's not going to be a good one. I am the queen of giving bad synopsises. No, we're not getting into that at this time in the morning. Basically, the central character of this show is the man from the title, the guy who doesn't like musicals. Paul is his name. He is just the run-of-the-mill kind of guy. However, one night a meteor comes down from space, bringing with it an alien life spawn who have the ability to attach to human beings and make them be musical people. The whole of the town that Paul is in is turned into the one thing he hates the most, a musical. It is a funny story, it is a clever story, it has guts, it has gore, it has a little bit of a horror-esque moment, and the music in it has always been one of my favourites. Jeff Blim writes an excellent show, like an excellent song. Join Us and Die, it's just a joy. Like, how you don't headbang to that every night, I do not know. This version for the West End is being directed by Lauren Lopez. Both Jeff and Lauren also are in the show as characters. Jeff plays a couple of people, Sam and also, what is the boss's name? My brain can't function. Miss Peterson? Mr. Simpson? Something. I am a terrible fan at this time in the morning, sorry. And Lauren plays the role of Emma, but they also are director and musical maker, if you will. The way that this has been done sticks very close to the 2018 original YouTube version. There is a couple of moments that are slightly different, bearing in mind I haven't seen the YouTube version for a while, but it just had the nostalgia hit of sitting back in 2018 when it first went live and like just watching it all unfold. And obviously there's been musicals linked to this one since, and there's references to at least one of the other shows in it. The one that I haven't actually seen, which is why I didn't get the at certain points. That one being Nerdy Prudes Must Die. It is on my list to watch. Do not worry. But the way that it's been put on gives quite like the nostalgic hit. You're taken back to 2018 and it's just a joy. What wasn't a joy, sidebar, was when I was leaving the theatre and someone was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this came out in 2018. We were kids back then. And I was like, oh, I was not a kid. Didn't need that. The one other thing to mention, and in relation to the Easter egg thing that I've just mentioned, comes from set design. It's a very clever set in that it's stationary, a stationary structure, if you will, with a few holes that you kind of acknowledge but don't really see exist, that turn into different parts of the set. But at the same time, there's also a few jokes throughout the show that relate to the fact that the set is basically just the same set. So at one point, two characters go off, they go around the corner, come back through another entrance, and they go, well, this looks exactly like what we've just seen. Yeah, we'll just go back through it, and then it takes the mick out of itself, and that is just perfect. Moving on to cast. Now, as I said, most of the cast, I don't actually think I said that. Let's take that again. Most of the original cast from that 2018 YouTube production is back in London for this production, which is so fun because you get to see the people who sung it back in the day in the flesh. A joy. The new addition, apart from the standbys who don't sadly get a chance to be on stage, I understand why they've done that, but it must be so, like, just to sit and listen to it all going on every night. Sounds so fun. But the new addition to the cast on stage is the character of Professor Higgins. There is a few other side characters, but they don't really speak. Professor Higgins is played by the one, the only, Ivan Gonzalo Fernandez. Like, what a genius piece of casting that was. He had the right amount of kookiness for the role of Professor Higgins. Every time he did a little thing as Higgins, I was giggling my little head off. Just like, you would not believe that he hadn't been doing it for the same amount of time that the rest of the cast had been doing their roles. It was just brilliant. I have a friend who went to see the opening night, and she had never gone into this world before. She went in fully blind, and she was like, that Professor Higgins was absolutely excellent. And I was like, yeah. I 100% agree. Ivan, like, props to you, my friend, because it was actually absolutely brilliant. Normally I spiel a lot about the entire cast. For this one I'm going to be slightly different, because I could do that, but I'm not gonna. All I'm gonna say is that it was absolute joy to see the rest of that OG cast doing their thing on a stage in London, and clearly looking like they're having an absolutely excellent time doing so. They only just came over to do this show, and when they all arrived in London and saw the front of the theatre with all of the artwork and everything for this show, I follow most of them on social media, and it was just so fun to see their like faces light up and see all this happening. And they're just all look like they're having an absolute ball doing this, and it just brings joy to everyone else. The audience are with them 100%. Everyone in that theatre is pretty much a fan of the show, and yeah, it's just so fun and just a joy to sit and watch in the flesh. Like, I still can't believe that I've just seen that after it being just on a computer screen for so many years. Ah, the fangirl in me is alive and well today. This show has a very limited run. It opened on the 14th of May, which was, at the time of filming, 3 days ago. I saw it on the 16th of May, and it closes on the 30th. There is limited tickets available for its show. If you don't know, Starkid fans can be quite crazy, and myself included. As soon as it was announced, we all pretty much hopped on these tickets. But there are tickets available if you so wish. I'm trying to make sure this video and the last video go up when they do, fingers crossed, because that means there is still a week left of this run after the uploads have happened, in case you're on the fence and you're like, I'm kind of the fan but not really. Just be prepared, especially I assume on a Saturday evening show. The crowds are gonna be big. I think I mentioned last night in my nervous guide that the queue to enter this theatre last night went from the front door, around the back, of the theatre to level with stage door, which is where I joined it, but the queue then continued on. It is a busy show. It is for the fans 100%, but we are eternally grateful. So thank you so much to Starkid for coming over and gracing our stage. I really hope that this isn't the end of this. Lambert Jackson and Starkid have got quite the little friendship going on now, so hopefully sometime in the future we do another one of these productions. That is all that I need to say. The book is now closed and she's done. So there we are, that is the end of this video. Let me know if you have plans to see the show. Are you a Starkid fan? Are you not? Do you not know what Starkid is? Involve yourself. Take time and watch something on YouTube. I would 100% recommend Firebringer, or Twisted is another good one. Let's be honest, there's not a bad one amongst the Starkid canon. So yeah, go and check them out. And definitely, if you have a chance and you were on the fence, check this one out too. But enough of me wittering on. Let's get into the finishing of this video, because I have 50 minutes until checkout and I'm not completely packed. All that's left to say is the usual, which is thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you come back, and finally, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye. Bye everybody.